What up, what up? It's your girl, Erica Michelle, and you're listening to my World on Fire radio podcast. I'm an oil-filled wife, mom, Christian, and full-time motivator. I've helped hundreds of women design a life they love, and now I'm here to help you too. I'm an online freelance speaker motivating women across the nation to better health, better marriage, and overall better life. I'm going to show you how to design a life you are excited to wake up to and thrive in every single day. So get ready for legit online motivation with applicable steps you can apply starting right now. Welcome to your new go-to resource for women serious about taking control of their health, wealth, and life. All right, what's up, everybody? I'm Erica Michelle Best, your host at World on Fire Radio, and super excited to have one of my personal friends, awesome business coach, with you guys today to talk about something I think we all go through, I think we all experience, and sometimes we're just like, how the heck do I get out of here? Because sometimes you don't even recognize you're in there. And then you're like, wait a minute, where am I? And then you're like, holy cow, how do I get out? Let me out. Somebody let me break free. We're talking about breaking down emotional roadblocks. And my girl, Leslie Ann, aka Leslie Pineapple, y'all, she is just absolute. The pineapple just epitomizes her. I mean, she is just a ray of sunshine. She's so incredibly sweet. And like just looking at her face will just instantly make you smile. Okay. She's a business coach and strategist out of Southwest Florida, helping entrepreneurs who make under 10K a month get unstuck in their business so they can create more revenue in their business. I mean, who doesn't want to create more revenue in their business? Like, go ahead and just raise your hand, like just virtual hand raise here if you want to generate more income in your business. She specializes in productivity, accountability, and discipline. Y'all, that's pretty much all most of us need in life is somebody to say, hey, get your ish together. Hey, do it every day. And hey, I'm going to be here to make sure you do it. I mean, that's why we get fitness coaches. That's why we get nutritionists. That's why we have doctors. That's why we have everything. So why the heck wouldn't you have a business coach? And that's exactly what Leslie talks to you guys about and shares and coaches on, okay? She takes those she works with through an exclusive process. Y'all, it's exclusive. That's mean it's a little fancy. It's a little fancy, y'all. Through this exclusive process of uncovering deep-rooted blocks. Y'all, let me tell you something. People always make fun of me because I psychoanalyze like everything, right? Completely 100% psychoanalyze. When people are doing things or going through something or whatever, I literally look at them and I'm like, why are you here? Like, what happened in your life that brought you to this moment, right? Because it's important. It's important because you don't even realize that things from your past are what's stopping you from stepping into your future. And Leslie helps people break through all of those things. She helps break through those deep-rooted blocks so you can perform better in your business and eliminate what's holding you back. Who doesn't need a little bit of that in their life? Welcome to World on Fire Radio. Leslie, I'm super excited to have you on here. Thank you so much. What is up, my friend?
Hey, Erica Michelle. I am so excited to be here, and thank you for that amazing introduction. I'm so excited to dive into these topics and just start chatting. So let's get into it.
Yes, absolutely. So this is something, you know, like we said in the kind of introduction or whatever, like this is something a lot of people go through and sometimes they don't even realize they're going through it. So you, in your business, coaching people through these mental roadblocks and probably talking to a ton of people who are experiencing a ton of different things at any given moment. What would you say is the number one thing people struggle with most when it comes to a mental block, a mental roadblock?
You know, I think you said it best in that intro. It's that some people don't even realize that they even have a block in the first place. You know, they for some, whatever reason, most of the people that I work with, they know exactly what they need to be doing in their business. They know exactly what they need to do in terms of marketing, branding, sales, etc. And they feel like they have all of this knowledge, yet for some reason they're not moving forward and that they're stuck for whatever reason. And likely it's a block that they don't even know that they have. And that's the number one thing is this unawareness, I call it, or not being aware of what's actually going on.
Yeah, I can probably really be the one to relate to that because I'm so used to I'm such a go person. Right. And so as I launched this new thing in life, right, I know, right, like everybody raise your hand. Is that you? Is that you? Like we're totally raising our hands right now. Is that you? It's totally us. And so as I'm launching this new thing, you know, with the podcast and all the things we got coming up in the future, I have two very close friends of mine and they're like, Erica, as your friend, I just want to tell you, make sure you don't take on too much because XYZ, because they know that I will like sign up, do all of these things. And then all of a sudden I'll just hit this block and it's just like, And I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why do I feel so down? Why am I like stressed out? Why am I, and not even realizing how I just created that for myself. And I'm just in a state of confusion. Like, I was doing just fine a week ago. What happened? Like, why am I here? And so it's so funny because a lot of people just don't realize when they get into the deep of it, they down in the valley and they don't even realize what's going on. Like it is a really scary thing. And then once you realize you're there, I think that then becomes the next new hardest thing you deal with, right? Because how do you begin to break through mental roadblocks that you just discovered were there?
Yeah, that's a really, really good question too. Because, and it's funny, I was raising my hand while you were talking because I'm the same way. I'm like, go, go, go. And then all of a sudden, like something hits and I'm like, whoa, 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 wait a second. Like, for example, I just had a very, very big life change here. I just moved across the state. One of my first times being on my own, I'm recently divorced. So there's a lot of changes. And it was like, a day ago, I'm like, why am I having trouble working? Well, I mean, I had to look at myself and be like, girl, there's some stuff going on here that you need to process. So then we get to this point that you're talking about where it's like, okay, I recognize what's going on. Where do I go from here? And my suggestion, first and foremost, to anyone that I start working with is know where you are. So you have it in your head. One of my biggest things is get it out of your head. Get it out of your head. I don't care whether it's on paper. I don't care whether you're recording yourself in some voice notes. I don't care whether it's digital. Somehow get it out. I call them brain dumps. Get it all out of your head, because if you do not get it all out of your head, it's going to stay a jumbled up mess of like spaghetti in your head, and you're not going to be able to unravel it or work with it until it's out of there.
Speak on it, sis. Speak on it. I did like a live training, I guess maybe 2 years ago now, about brain dumping. And I'm always, every time somebody messages me and they're like, I can't sleep or I've got this, I'm like, get a journal, leave it in your nightstand next to your bed and write everything that's in your brain. Write your to-do list, write down everything you have to do. Because here's the psychological aspect of that, right? Is you allow your brain to release that information. The reason why you can't get comfortable, go to sleep, because your brain is trying to remember those things you have to do. Your brain is trying to hold on to so much. And as a mom, an entrepreneur, a business owner, an employee, a wife, a daughter, all of these social roles that we have, we literally are holding so much information in our heads. And then we're sitting here wondering like, why the heck can't I sleep? Why do I have insomnia? I need to go to the doctor. I need medication. Like, I'm not against people going to the doctor and getting whatever treatment. I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying don't go get it. What I'm saying is, though, is there are things that you could try before you explore that avenue. Try to get a journal and everything you need to do the next day, the next week, the next month. Write all of that down. Everything that's on your mind, write it down. That friend that you've been meaning to reach out to and you keep forgetting to call, write it down. And it allows your brain to actually release that information so it can rest. And when your brain can rest, your body can rest. So do yourself a favor and pick up some brain dump. It's life-changing. I mean, it is absolutely life-changing when you start brain dumping at night. Would you agree?
Absolutely 100%. I'm like sitting here listening to you and like raising my hand and like just nodding. I'm like, yes, I'm 100% on the same page as you. And in fact, that has been one of the, for me personally, journaling has been one of the core things, I think, to me, healing from a lot of things that have happened in my past and also helping me unravel and understand and process. Second, I don't know why, but I have this feeling that there's probably some listeners right now, when they hear brain dump and journaling, they're saying to themselves, but I don't know what to write. Sis, it's okay. I'm telling you, and Erica Michelle is I likely going to agree with me, sit down and start writing anyway, because it'll flow out of you. And if you don't believe me, I like challenge me, try it. Just go ahead and try it. And I've committed to myself, I journal every single day, at least once a day, 750 words every single day. That's what it is for me. Doesn't have to be that for you. That's just what I do. And there are sometimes I will start off writing and I will literally start brain dumping. And the only thing that'll say is, I don't know what to say yet, but I'm sure it's going to come out soon. And I'll just keep typing. And then at some point, the floodgates open, everything comes out, and everything that I need to process starts coming out. Guys, you mentioned it so well, that this mind-body connection, and that I don't think we give ourselves enough credit in our bodies and how capable we are of actually healing ourselves, and how capable we are of healing not only our physical selves by healing our emotional selves.
Yes, I think anybody, y'all, and if that's something you want to dive deeper into, you can literally go Google, Pinterest, podcast, mind body connection. I'm telling you, from your teeth and your mouth, it's associated with making decisions. So if you're having like mouth problems and teeth problems, y'all, you're struggling with making a decision, to, I mean, your skin, even the zones that you break out in on your face is telling a different story of what's going on inside of your body. So mind body connection is so important. And I agree, we do not give ourselves enough credit for literally how we can heal internally and externally with what we got going on up here in the brain and what's going on in our mind. Y'all, a healthy mind is going to produce a healthy body. It just is. And when I say healthy body, this is not about weight. This is not about being a certain size. It's not being about a certain weight. This is literally I'm talking the stress and anxiety and frustration on you, and the how taxing that is on your body. So that's a whole nother episode we could go into, sister. I mean, that's a whole nother episode we could go into, but we won't do that today. I am like super excited. And okay, so you kind of gave a little bit of nugget there on what you like, where you would suggest for people to start. But I want to like kind of hone in, if we can, because you are going through some life changes right now and some things, and you are still powering through in your business. You are still showing up for those that you coach. You still have a presence on social media and showing up, and you're also sharing that struggle too. So it's not like you're showing up and being fake. You're showing up and being your true, authentic self. So what would be your parting piece of advice for listeners who may be going through some of those exact same things, and life has just got them down and they're having a difficult time pulling themselves up out of it? So what would be something that you would lend to them to be able to still show up in their business when they're dealing with those life circumstances that literally just like knock the wind out of you?
I would say the number one thing is giving yourself grace above everything else. You know, think about it. If you're a mama, think about the amount of grace that you give your children. Or maybe if you don't have kids, your best friend, how much grace you give them and how much understanding, especially when they're going through certain experiences. For me, giving myself grace and also understanding that I am going through something was so profound and so powerful. And it's so simple, but it can be one of the most difficult things to do. The second thing is, if you are someone who is on social media and you're showing up, maybe you are an entrepreneur, you don't have to act like everything is okay. You can share. And I think one of the things that's helped me the most in terms of sharing is one of my mentors, one of the things that she said to me was, Leslie, share from your scars, not from your wounds. So anything that I have shared are things that I've already mostly healed from. Things that are still fresh right now, because there's quite a few things that are fresh for me right now. I don't share those, but also I'm not going to fake it and act like absolutely everything is okay, because I don't want the people that I'm coaching and that I'm working with thinking that they have to be turned on and happy all of the time.
Yeah, 100%. And I also think that's what causes people to shut down internally, because they feel like they have to be on all the time. And that's not the case. Y'all, if y'all have followed any of my social media at all, y'all will know at any given moment, my mom life has me straight up ready to break down at any given moment in time. I share that. I share the shenanigans. We have a title for it, all of the things. But you're right. It's my suggestion, and I want to encourage you to think of it this way. Leslie touched on something very, 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 very important. Don't share your problems until you have a solution. I'm sorry, y'all. Social media is not your Lifetime movie where you want to go air all your dirty laundry and pull up some ice cream with your girlfriends and cussing everybody out and, calling for everybody's heads and tagging people and getting into arguments in the comments. Y'all, okay? I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your own social media profile. I'm just saying, if you have a social media presence and you are operating a business on that social media presence, go get a basket at home and put all your laundry in, okay? Not on Facebook or, any other social media platform. But what you can do is share how you overcame a struggle that could then speak to someone else who is in the exact same thing you were once in. And no, you don't have to be on all the time. People don't want perfectly poised, polished. Those days are over. People want real, raw, and authentic. People want to know that you have struggles and problems just like they do. Right, Leslie, would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, that was one of the hugest game changers for me. I always felt, we talk a lot about if you're an influencer in terms of authenticity, and that was something that I had struggled with because I felt like so many people were just on all the time, always look so nicely perfect, poised, whether, they had kids or didn't have kids. And I sometimes, and I think both of us are like this. Sometimes we just are hot mess expresses. And you know what? People ended up loving that and fell in love with that. People fell in love with how quirky I was and just how sometimes I say things that come out of my mouth and are just as a surprise to me as it is to them. And the other thing too is not having to be turned on all the time is what I love that you said. I feel like there's this term that I've heard going around called toxic positivity that I'm really, really for right now, in this sense that because social media is so big right now and information can spread so fast, I think there's this misinformation going about that you have to be happy all the time and you can't feel those other negative feelings. And guys, if you're listening to this and you're going through something right now, don't shame yourself for what you're going through and how you're feeling. Your feelings are valid. You can have those valid feelings. You can go through them, and you can also simultaneously, one, heal from them, and two, also still thrive.
Y'all, I don't know about y'all, but I'm feeling it today, Lord Jesus. If you or anybody you know is experiencing something like this and some type of mental roadblock, some type of struggle, some type of life phase that you just were not expecting to go through and now you got to deal with it, y'all, this is definitely going to be an episode that you want to tune into, take notes on, and share with your friends, okay? I'm super excited that Leslie and I are going to be offering you guys, well, actually, Leslie is really offering you guys. I'm just like the engineer behind it all, rooting it on. It's going to be offering you guys our free download for the week, and it's going to be From Overwhelmed to Overjoyed. Y'all, who wants to go from overwhelmed to overjoyed? Y'all, for your free download, make sure that you click the link down in the title of this podcast for your free download, okay? And also, Leslie, before we hop off of here, I cannot thank you enough. Like, we connected years ago. I think it's been 3 or 4 years ago. And just watching each other's growth through that 3 years has been incredible. I mean, we could go months without talking to each other. Heck, I think we've been gone like maybe, 6, 7, 8 months without talking to each other. And then it's like, hey! And it's like we pick up right where we left off. And it's just truly been an honor to watch where you have come from the very first time we met inside a Facebook group to semi-partnering in business with one another to you literally exploding into your own thing. And it is beautiful, the community that you created. So please, please, please let listeners know where they can connect with you.
Thank you so much. And I feel the exact same way. It's been so cool watching you and the progression of yourself and your growth and your business. It's been absolutely amazing. And it is. It's really cool. Like, we can go so long without chatting with each other and then just pick up right where we left off. And it's like nothing's happened, right? So if you are listening and you do want to connect with me, best place to connect with me is in Facebook, my free Facebook community, which is called the Pineapple Party Pad. And I believe you'll be having a link to that within this podcast. But yeah, that would be the best place to connect with me. We go over everything regarding productivity, accountability, and discipline within there. And we also have weekly, GSD or get done sessions inside there that if you're an entrepreneur and you want to participate in, you're more than welcome to.
That is so cool, y'all. The Pineapple Party Pad is a really fun place to go. Like, it is not your average kind of business coaching community. It's a lot of fun in there. Leslie does a lot of fun, cute, just silly things. Like, you can really get a sense of her personality and her vibe in there almost immediately when you hop in there. So feel free to get in there. I'll be in there so we can like socialize and all the things. Feel free to hop in there. And Leslie, you do also offer, some additional coaching and stuff like that. So y'all, if y'all are really wanting to know more about what Leslie is about and what she has to offer, get inside the Pineapple Party Pad. It's completely 100% free to you. And if you feel you need a little bit of extra help, maybe some more one-on-one coaching, she's got that for you too. And that's all the things that you can learn, what she has to offer and things like that. Thank you so much again, Leslie. I truly appreciate you being on. If you want to get a shout out on one of our podcast episodes, feel free to leave your reviews and yours may get picked next. We'll see you on the flip side. And hey, World on Fire fam, don't forget today's free download, From Overwhelmed to Overjoyed. This worksheet is just what you need to get started on overcoming mental blocks. Check it out below or go to wofradio.com. Our review of the week is from Al's 27th biggest fan. This podcast is hot, inspiring, and charged with energy. What a powerful show. Erica has some incredible guests too. Loving this. Thank you so much for the review, Al's biggest fan. I'm so fired up that you were enjoying supporting World on Fire Radio. If you'd like a special shout out on our podcast, leave your reviews and yours may get picked next. See you on the flip side.